with that being said, let's jump on right into our interview with Michael, aka Mike Badejo of the Fehérvár and Throners. Now, Mike is coming to us out of Texas right now. Lucas, can you throw on Mike on the screen here? There he is. This man has woken up at what time is it over there, Mike? It's 4 a.m.?
4 a.m., man. 4 a.m. over here. I'm in Texas right now.
Oh, there we go. We're good. My bad. That's a little bit silent.
You can hear me?
Yeah. I got you.
It's 4 a.m. over here.
Can you hear Mike? I can't hear Mike.
You can't hear Mike? I can hear Mike. He's all good. He's up at 4. He's still there. I can see him.
All right, Lucas, can you fix that so I can hear Mike? Mike, unfortunately, I can't hear you. I'm sure you're saying great stuff.
Let me take first question while he sorts that out.
Take first question, Matt.
There we go. So I read that you started off in high school playing quarterback as well as running back, linebacker, defensive line. How the hell does that happen? Because you're a big dude playing quarterback.
Yeah, man. I mean, randomly, I always wanted to be an offensive guy. I didn't want to go to the defensive side of the ball. I just like scoring touchdowns. I like running over people. I like throwing touchdowns. But my high school coach is kind of like, pushed me into, hey, you'll be a baller at defensive line. And, I was just like, man, I'll play both sides. So I was playing quarterback, running back, and defensive line at the same time. And then obviously I transitioned to defensive line and, I made a good career out of it. So, at the end of the day, if they need a quarterback, we got a job. But if they need a quarterback, hey, Wildcat, all that, I'll do it, man.
Are you saying we could see some Big Mike in red zone situations? We could see who was the D tackle for Kansas when they threw the little over the top hat? We could see that from you this year.
You never know. You might have something cooking, man. You just never know.
I like that. I like that a lot. So how was the recruiting process? Obviously, you switched into defensive line.
Yeah.
And then you went to SMU and you went to a few different colleges. How was the recruiting process for you during that? Because a lot of guys, they don't get seen during the recruiting process. So you a guy that had a ton of offers, you're a guy that didn't have any offers at all. How did that work?
Yeah, honestly, it's a beautiful thing, man. When you got multiple options, when you really don't know where you want to go. It's a beautiful scenery, and sometimes it can be difficult because it's just like it's not like you have 1, 2, 3 on the table. I was blessed to have about 30, and at that point, I had to sit down with my head coach, Coach James Brown, good guy, and I really didn't know where to go. So we really just narrowed it down to just the Texas schools. Kind of stay close home. All my friends and family come to the games and my coaches. So that was a big thing for me. And, SMU was just right down the road, about 20 minutes away. So that was just a perfect fit.
Yeah, and you're a full-time team captain as well, so you clearly made an impact. And then following that, you kind of had some NFL work. You then went to arena football. Professional-wise, you went with Carolina, Seattle, Chicago, and then went into Europe. So for you, what has brought you into Hungary and wanting to play in the ELF? Because you've bounced around a few leagues, you've had success, but ELF is different to all of these. But what's attracted you to the Fehérvár and Throners?
Man, honestly, just the fact that everything is just organized. I love being around
There we go.
Organized deal. It's really hard nowadays. Now, just kind of with my experience joining these leagues, and some of these leagues now, they can't maintain, they can't hold on, for a full season. And the fact now ELF is, been doing it for about 3 years now. 3 years.
Year 5 coming into year 5.
We're going on year 5 now.
I'm behind, man. Shoot, I'm behind. I'm behind. But
come on, Mike. I know it's early. Year 5.
And that's a good thing, though. At least it's organized. It's going. It's still ongoing. And already as an American, it's already kind of real tough to get in. It's a slim, little chances to get in. And the fact that I had the opportunity, to go out here and play in Hungary, man, it's huge for me.
Mike, I got a question. So you played in the GFL last year for Dresden. This is a team that has had a lot of success in that league. And now you're going to the Fehérvár and Throners, a team that has not necessarily had so much success in the ELF. Does this bring a little extra fire, a little extra motivation for you? Because I look back to last week when we were doing kind of our franchise checks, and I think we gave you guys, it's mostly Matt's fault. I think we gave you guys like 3 wins on the season. If you're mad about that, you blame Matt. That's
yeah.
What does that feel like? Do you have a little extra kind of underdog chip on the shoulder motivation coming into this season? Be like, yo, we're going to be something different.
Yeah. When it comes to a situation like this, I kind of been here before. When you think about college wise, I've been in a situation like this when you kind of go in there and you didn't do so well, and you kind of it's baby steps, right? It's baby steps to kind of changing the program. And I like what Coach Mark is doing. I like his mindset. When I was on a phone call with him, and I like Coach Lapp, the D-line coach. I like how he's, his philosophy on how he wants to do things. It's going to be a work in progress, and I'm excited to get out there just to go join the brotherhood. And, just like I said, baby steps, man. It's baby steps.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Who are you most excited to play against? Which team? Do you have somebody that you got circled?
Well, from what I've been hearing, our rivalry is Prague.
Ooh.
So
Hey.
I'm really excited about that. I take rivalry serious. So
Yep.
I'm real excited about that game. But honestly, like I said, I was at Dresden last year, and two of my boys are at Madrid. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited.
Okay.
Really
Hey,
excited.
Mike, I think you upset Matt there a little bit because Matt did a lot of recruiting work for Prague, and he's cringing in his seat right now as you say that. What do you got to say, Matt?
I mean, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna talk too much about Prague. I can't be giving inner secrets the offensive line you'll be playing at. But I do want to ask you this. I mentioned about you in DMs. Me and you have talked the last couple of days. You've been in Dresden from like a 2 technique all the way up to like a 9 technique. What are we going to see from you this year? Because you can kind of play a little bit of everywhere. You're a good pass rusher and you're a good run stopper. Are you going to be moving around? You're going to be more set as a 3 or a 5? Are you going to be playing interior, exterior? What are you saying?
I mean, honestly, wherever they put me at, I'm gonna go to work. I don't mind where they put me at. I feel like I said with the coach, the mindset with Coach Mark. I mean, as we know, bringing in 2 A's as a defensive line, that's a statement that he's trying to bring into in the league. And I just feel like wherever he puts me at, wherever he puts Crenshaw at, at the end of the day, we're gonna go to work. Who knows? You might see me at running back. You think I'm playing? You might see me at running back.
Hey,
you have a sack goal for the year? Because a lot of players have goals. You got like 5 sacks in 6 games in the GFL. So do you have a sack goal for the 2025 season?
I don't have a number on top of my head, but at the end of the day, you kind of go back to, all right, I had 5 sacks. You want to shoot more than that. And you got a guy, of course, like Kyle. He's been dominating this league. So he, that's a guy that motivates me. Just watching his film. So obviously, I want to match his numbers. Or go past his numbers. I ain't starting no beef or nothing because that's my guy. He's been doing this thing. He's been doing this thing. So, but his
there you
numbers.
go, Mike.
His numbers is crazy, so shout out to him.
Careful not to start any beefs on this show. Things get messy on the show a little bit, man. Is there anybody in the NFL that you kind of model your game after or admire and be like, I like to play like this?
Yeah, most of the time when I'm playing 3 tech, I like Aaron Donald. I like how he clubs. I like how he fakes the jab inside, comes out. When I'm playing like the 5 or go 6, I like TJ Watt. He's real freaky on what he do, man. But those 2 guys, I kind of idle my game, idle my skills when it comes to skill sets.
Okay, like that. We'll see a little bit of TJ Watt and Aaron Donald coming out there in the Eastern Division this year. Mike, what I'm looking right here. You were on the dean's list. You were 4-time honors list. Like, what? First of all, what'd you study in college?
Yeah, man, I got my undergrad in business management, and then I got my master's. I got my MBA in business marketing.
Hell yeah, man. What do you like to do off the football field?
Shoot, I like messing with cars. I like traveling. That's like the biggest thing. I got a Dodge Charger here. Kind of did a lot of work to Scat Pack, and then I went ahead and went the electric route. I bought a Tesla. So yeah, man. I'm gonna miss my Tesla when I'm gone, but it's all good. It's all good.
It'll be there waiting for you when it gets back.
Yeah.
I like to always ask players this and coaches, basically whoever comes on the show, what does this season have to look like for you to feel like it was a success? What has to happen on the football field, both for you personally and for the Fehérvár and Throners, for you to be like, damn, successful year?
I think overall, we got to have communication, right? We got to have the communication there. I think, from last year, playing with Brock, that's a real leader. That's a guy you want on your team as a captain. He knows how to organize things, and that's how we made it all the way to the GFL Bowl. A guy like him, he knows how to organize things. He knows how to put things in certain ways, to where, people want to listen to him, And, obviously I've been talking to Crenshaw as well, a guy that's motivated, a guy that's been there, done that, he has his experience. So chatting with him, he's pumping me up, motivating me as well, but that all comes down to just communication as a whole. And once we all get on the same page, I think we'll just be fine. And I'm saying it's so easy, but at the end of the day, it's a work in progress, so
Sure.
I honestly think we definitely do have something special going on. Like I said, Coach Mark, his mindset, that's what really reeled me in and pulled me in to pull the trigger like I'm coming, like
Yeah.
quick, so we got something coming, man. We got something coming.
There we go.
Look at
Matt, you got some more questions for Mike?
Man, I want to say something so bad.
Mike, say it.
I mean, right. So obviously my trade is scouting and whatnot, but some players they disagree with my reports, right? And I'm gonna give a little bit of a report on you later in the show, but tell me what your evaluation report is on Mike. What are we expecting to see from you this season?
For me,
Yeah, what's your evaluation report? If you're looking at your game, everything that you've had in your career, what's the
yeah.
evaluation report?
I think big time. I mean, you're just gonna see a guy that's electric, man. A guy that's just gonna keep getting off the ball. A guy that's gonna keep playing like his fourth quarter. At the first quarter. I'm very electric, man. At the end of the day, you got to keep balling until the wheels fall off. That's kind of how my coach told me in high school and college. So, shoot, I don't want to get off the field. I hope I don't get off the field, and if I do, it might be one play I'm getting back in there. So.
A high motor fourth down lineman. That's what we like to see.
There we go.
Stay on that field, man. Conditioning, man. Conditioning. That's all it takes.
Yeah, we love that high motor, high effort type football player, man. I mean that's something that you can't really teach, man. You either got it or you don't. You just play hard. All right, last question. This is a hard one. Talking about your motor here. All right. What's something, and maybe there's nothing. What's a part of your game that you would like to work on this year that you would like to improve?
A part of my game. Honestly, I feel like it's a bit of everything. I'm a guy that's never satisfied. There's always room for improvement. So when it comes to the run block, so when it comes to pass rush, obviously, I think this year what I really want to work on more is getting those strip sacks. We work on that all the time in practice. But when it gets to real time game, I'm just quick. I just want to knock the quarterback head off. But at the end of the day, I want to knock his head off while stripping that ball out. Get it 2 for 1. So that's my biggest thing. I just feel like it's all improvement with everything in the game.
I love that, bro. It's so hard when you see that quarterback and you get a chance to kill him. It's just like, oh, you got to think last second. Oh, go for the strip too. It's hard. It's so hard, bro.
Yeah, man. So that's one thing you got to try. You'll see a lot. I'm gonna throw my hand in there a lot.
Hell yeah. All right. Matt, you got any last questions for Mike?
I'm all good. I appreciate it, Mike. Good to
There
see
we
you.
go.
Me and you've been talking the last couple of days, so I feel like
Yeah,
we've got to know each other good well.
I appreciate you.
All right. There we go. Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, guys.